I have a question from Christine Slocum. It says, in your opinion, what can one human do to proactively save and help the environment for future generations and to preserve our wildlife? Well, the thing is, you got to get involved, actively involved, either with a non-government organization or various projects, educational projects or litigational projects, and also just your impact on your everyday life. What do you eat? I mean, if you eat fish, then you're contributing to the problem in the ocean. So that's probably the first step, is to really watch what you consume, how you consume it, what your actual ecological footprint is on the planet. And if we're aware of that, then that makes a big difference. Question from Jay Open. What was the most moving, the most intriguing, the most mind-blowing experience you have had with whales in your long career as their greatest champion? Well, thank you, Jay. The, of course, it's the experience that changed my life back in 1975, June 1975, when we came up with this idea to protect whales by putting our bodies between the harpoon and the whales. And that was with the Soviet whaling fleet in the North Pacific. And I saw understanding. That whale understood what we were trying to do, because I could see the effort he made to pull himself back, and his head began to slide back into the ocean, and his eye disappeared beneath the water, and he died. He could have killed us, chose not to do so. So that he saved my life. I'm here because that whale chose to not take our life. But as I was sitting there in that boat, and the whale had just died, and Soviet whaling ships were all around us, I asked myself, why are we killing these whales? So the Russians didn't eat them. They killed them for oil, spermaceti oil, specifically used as a very high heat resistant lubricating oil. And one of the things that it was most prominently used in was for the building and maintenance of intercontinental ballistic missiles. And that's when it hit me. We're insane. We're killing this incredibly beautiful, intelligent, socially complex, self-aware, sentient being for the purpose of making a weapon meant for the mass extermination of human beings. And that right then and there is when I decided that I was going to spend my life to protect their kind from our kind. A question from Steve Tyler. Why did you leave Sea Shepherd? Well, I didn't leave Sea Shepherd. I was unlawfully dismissed from Sea Shepherd Global. There was no vote. There was no discussion. I just received an email saying I was dismissed. And the reason for that is they said I was too confrontational, that I was too controversial, and they wanted to rebrand and become more mainstream, which was something that they knew I was opposed to. But I haven't left Sea Shepherd. Sea Shepherd is a movement, and I still remain part of that. I'm a director in Sea Shepherd France, a director of Sea Shepherd Brazil, and also there's Sea Shepherd UK. So I'm still with Sea Shepherd. The movement hasn't been destroyed. It has been weakened because of this hostile takeover by these very opportunistic individuals who covertly registered trademarks to seize what they considered their property. But we continue. The movement's more important than that, because although they took the ships and the assets and the archives and all of our support list of supporters, what they didn't take, and they can never take, is the passion, the courage, and the imagination that made us what we were and what we will continue to be. From Jay Nadeo, in 2023, it was publicly announced that you and the Captain Paul Watson Foundation were planning a sequel TV series for Whale Wars. Are you planning to get this show on TV? Well, we've been working on trying to get another show on TV, but it's a very difficult thing. We've been working with a number of production companies and that, but so far, no, we haven't had any luck on that. But we are working on documentaries and also a motion picture. And, we'll see how that goes. It's an ongoing project. Most importantly, though, we have to do our campaigns, certainly document those campaigns. Everything we do needs to be documented, and all of that material will hopefully at some time either go into a documentary film or a TV production. And Dennis Elvey says, do you see your ships returning to the old school ram and sink tactics? Well, your tactics have to depend upon what your campaign is. And if there's a need for having to ram an illegal whaling vessel, then we'll certainly do that. right now. I think that we, as we proved down in the Southern Ocean, what we need to do is blockade their abilities to kill whales. We blockade their ability to refuel their vessels. So we can get that by getting in the way. And actually, there were some collisions that happened as a result, but that wasn't the intent. The intent has always been to intervene and obstruct, and we will continue to do just that. Question from Coerde. What is the best way to support young activists? I think what we need to do is just encourage young people to follow their passion, to have the courage to do so, and also have the courage to unleash their imagination, and also to look at the world this way. If you have an seemingly impossible problem, then what you need to do is find an impossible solution. And that can be found through passion, courage, and imagination. And never let anybody deter you from that passion. Just go forth and do it. Question from Johannes Jean. What do you consider the turning point in your fight since Greenpeace, and what is the most vivid memory of your best intervention? The turning point since leaving Greenpeace was in 1977 when I established the philosophy of aggressive nonviolence, to intervene aggressively against illegal activities without causing injury. And for 50 years, we've done just that. We've never caused an injury to a single person, and we've never been convicted of a felony crime in that entire history. So it's a strategy that works. And what is the memory of our best intervention? Well, there's been so many of those interventions. I think probably the successful blocking of Japanese whaling ships in the Southern Ocean Whale Sanctuary, and after years and years of continual blocking, driving them out of the Southern Ocean Whale Sanctuary to the point where right now no whales are being killed in the Southern Ocean Whale Sanctuary. And a question from the Sea Shepherd fan page: will you be writing any more books? I'm always writing books and poems and articles, so yes, that I will continue to do just that. From Stephen Johnson: is there a best method to locate and collect ghost fishing gear and dispose of it so that it can't endanger sea life? Well, I guess the best way to find marine debris that's on the bottom is through divers, and having divers report that. You can certainly go into these areas where fishing activities take place, and if it's not too deep, monitor it with scuba divers, locate it, and remove it. You can also remove nets through hooks, drag the hooks on the bottom, grab the nets, pull them up. For a long time, what we've been doing with the nets is we cut them up and recycle the plastic into materials. But to me, that is sort of just keeps the plastic in the environment. So you recycle it, gets back in there somewhere or another. So the best thing to do is to permanently dispose of this plastic so that it doesn't get back into the environment. And probably the best way to do that is to incinerate it. Question from Gray and Instead: who have been your heroes throughout your life? Well, I think my heroes have been the great whales and the dolphins, and those creatures that I've worked with over the years, and everything have taught me so much about not only life, but about our own species. Most of my lessons came from the observation of wildlife, especially marine wildlife. But if it comes to human beings, I think I was inspired first by Jules Verne, with 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea and Captain Nemo, and then by Jacques Cousteau, by Jacques Fragen. There's been so many people who have been inspiring because of their work in film or in conservation.